This definitely made me feel bad for a lot of misled kids. A lot of kids maybe without a dad in the house. Even though what we learned throughout the case with Sean Gathright is he didn't have the worst life.
Trial involves these 4 suspects right here on your screen who are accused in the rapper's deadly shooting. On Wednesday, prosecutors showed the jury videos of the shooting scene with a detailed breakdown of events tied to the murder. The state also showing the route they say the suspects took, traveling to Tampa, also where they stayed. The defense is arguing the suspects were at the shooting, but there's not enough evidence to prove that they planned it.
I know they try to paint it as bad as possible. I'm seeing videos of him in like South Africa on family vacations. People going up there crying and saying how much they loved him, how much he was a good kid. And sometimes you might just surround yourself around the wrong people. They might influence you a certain way. And it looked like your life turned from actually could have been a successful person in our community to making one of the stupidest decisions that literally affected your entire life. You only get one of those.
Very supportive family, both your mother as well as his grandparents.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not here to dispute anything. I'm just here to be a man and take responsibility and express my feelings about this whole situation. I feel very remorseful, This is a terrible situation. It's been a traumatic experience.
And watching Sean Gathright throughout that entire trial at the end when it came down to reading that guilty verdict and seeing him crying. I'm a human, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw him crying like that, I definitely felt bad. It's like my brain forgot that he killed somebody. Another young kid as well. But at the moment, seeing him crying like that is just, when you grow up in an urban community like myself, you kind of grow up with these kids and they were friends of mine. They try to influence you sometimes on the decisions you're making are dumb. I had people telling me the stupidest thing that I was doing was going to college. You know how many people I know with a college degree that never got a job in their college search? Yo, I know mad people that go to college and then just waste their time and waste their money and they get no job from it. Why are you going to college? There's no point. I don't know a nigga that went to college and turned out worse in life. Okay, you might not get nigga, I don't got a job now in the field. So if I want to put myself in those shoes or I'm trying to go that way in life, why are you pointing me away from college so much? And it was always dudes in the streets. Like I wasn't even trying to I was selling clothes. A lot of people that know me in the city, I was always selling clothes. I was selling t-shirts. I started the streetwear shit early. I was selling with like Karma Loop era and Obey and all that and designing clothes. Now the shit just got saturated and it kind of killed me a little bit. But I got to get back to my stuff. Neither here nor there. A lot of people tell me, bro, why are you selling t-shirts for? Why are you selling streetwear for? You know everybody in the city. Sell some weed. You know everybody. You always chilling out at parties and stuff. Why are you selling clothes? Instead of just copping a tee and just, brother, thank God you off the streets. You trying to make something better for yourself. You're not trying to fall in the same shit we seen all the time. Nah, niggas are telling me I was stupid. Sean Gathright looked like he might have just listened to the wrong advice. But seeing him out there pleading for his life, like, yo, bro, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. I get it. Y'all can give me life in prison. It's cool. I don't want to do it, but just don't kill me. Don't execute me. And seeing the kid so young, bro, again, I had to keep remembering. Julio Foolio didn't even make it to 30 years old. So he was also young and lost his life.
I just want to address the court today and, I'm not here to dispute anything. I'm just here to be a man and take responsibility and express my feelings about this whole situation. That's what I plan on doing.
Okay. And how do you feel?
I feel very remorseful, you know. This is a terrible situation. It's been a traumatic experience. You know, to the victim's family, you know, I want to send my deepest condolences and my, you know, I understand that it's hard losing a child, a best friend, a brother, a cousin, and for that I just cannot say sorry enough, you know. I feel terrible about the situation, but I'm a firm believer that God can use anything for good that the devil wanted for bad. And so I am grateful for the people I've met, for the lessons that I've learned, for just this experience in general, because it's one that I'll never forget, and it's going to shape the rest of my life.
Sounds like there's that saying, it's kind of cheesy, but you make lemons out of lemonade or whatever. Make
Lemonade out of lemons.
Somehow. I obviously don't make lemonade, but it sounds to me like you are going to try and make the best of a bad situation. Does that sound about right?
Of course.
And are you going to continue to do that?
Of course. I'm going to try to, you know, continue a humble life, a righteous life, you know, try to do the right things at all times, and, you know.
Will you apprise yourself? We've heard about some, you know, courses and programs and things that you can get involved with to stay busy in prison. Is that something that you plan to do?
Yeah, so you know, hearing Raul's testimony was, you know, the first glimpse that I have of, you know, what prison it could be like. You know, I want to stay as busy as possible, you know, stay away from bad apples. You know, I want to, like, keep a job, get into programs, try to get into any vocational things I can do, try to, you know, keep my record clean to, you know, go to the best incentivized things and have visits with my family. And, you know, I just want to just stay out the way, you know, I just want to.
How do I feel about Sean and his statement? They asked me this last night. I feel like he is sorry. I feel like he's sorry he got caught. I feel like he's now looking back at that he didn't have to be there with these people because my son didn't know him. My son didn't know him at all, and he didn't know my son. He knew of him from the people that he was around. And I always, when I found out who did this, remember they got caught 72 hours later, I'm like, what they doing with these people? How did y'all get tied up with these people right here? That is crazy. So I know he's thinking about it, and I know if he could change the time back, he would. And I also believe that they did so much of stuff. Remember that those bullet cases have other bodies on it in Jacksonville, Florida. They did so much of stuff and got away with it. They thought they were going to get away with that. So.
And this was the same kid that we saw a lot of evidence, like cleaning out his mother's car after driving to Tampa and coming back, taking the guns, walking in and getting caught with the Ring camera. Like, he was doing so many dumb things that you have to, like, keep reminding yourself every time you start feeling bad for him.
36B for admission.
Okay, any objection?
No objection.
Okay, admitted.
And publishing states 36B. Do you recognize that person?
Yes, that's Sean Gathright.
Same person.
Yes, sir.
Detective, did it appear that at some point he obtained a towel and started wiping the car down?
Yes, it did.
Did it appear that he removed some clothes from the back seat earlier?
From the trunk and the back seat, I believe there was clothing and a mixture of bags.
That is Mr. Gathright walking out with a large duffel bag. And Isaiah Chance walking out with bags. And you'll see they start loading that black car, which is a Chevy Impala. That is the car that goes north in the hotel complex. That is the car transporting the assault team. And they load the bags into the trunk. That BMW on the top of the video there is being driven by Mr. Chance. And you see him bringing out another large bag. They're kitting up and they're getting their gear into their transports. You'll see in the evidence that Mr. Chance ends up leaving in that Beamer. He drives and picks up his girlfriend, this defendant, Alicia Andrews, and brings her back to this residence. And then that is three of them. Miss Andrews, Mr. Chance, and Mr. Gathright get into that Impala. and they drive here to Tampa, and they drive to the Airbnb, and there will be zero doubt about all of that, because that Impala, while it's en route, is being picked up on license plate readers. You will see in the evidence their cell phones are tracking, hitting cell towers as they travel in unison all the way down to I-75, coming across from Jacksonville and heading directly into Tampa. 3 of them.
If it wasn't for a Tesla, bro, we probably would have never known. Shout out to the Teslas out there. Shout out to the Teslas out there. Proud Tesla owner. But if it wasn't for the cameras on the side of the Tesla giving us an HD, bro, I should look like a movie trailer. And he was there with that assault rifle, letting it sing, to the point that one of the prosecutors even tell you want us to feel bad for you. Was you feeling bad? Was that gun still hot in your hand? Was the smoke still coming out the barrel when you was running away after shooting up Julio Foolio's car? And stuff like that just had to keep reminding me, like, damn, bro, this kid really did an act that it don't matter how bad we feel for Julio, he'll never come back. And he's there pleading with us not to execute him, but it's like, my nigga, you literally executed somebody in the most insane way on their birthday too. Let's not even forget to add that. Which you can execute me on any day, and trust me, it sucks. But on your birthday, a day of celebration, Julio Foolio was born and died on the same day. That's crazy to me. I don't know if that ties with his whole lore of being a demigod, because that really is crazy.
Were you remorseful as you were running back with that AR-15 in your hands?
Like I said, I try to remember nothing from that night.
Was it traumatic to you as you went back to the car with that AR-15? Was it still smoking? Was it still warm in your hands from firing it?
Sustain the objection.
Were you feeling remorse as you were getting back into the Impala?
Like I said, I just try to focus on today and moving forward.
You dropped the Impala, the one that had all of these shooters in it, the one that was utilized in this murder, that was such a vital cog in this plan. You dropped it at your grandmother's house in Auburndale, didn't you?
I'm here to testify about today.
Are you going to answer that question, or are you going to avoid it? Because that's not what I asked what you were doing here today. I think we all understand what you're here to do today, what you're testifying about. I'm asking you specifically about your remorse. Were you remorseful when you dropped that car off and left it at your grandmother's house in Auburndale?
I did go to my grandmother's house.
Were you feeling remorse when you hugged her and got into the 4Runner and left her with the Impala after you wiped it down?
Sir, I'm just telling you that today I would like to express my remorse to the family and to the court.
I understand what you're trying to do today. I'm asking you, since you're trying to convince this jury that you're remorseful, were you feeling remorse that next day or later that day?
I don't remember these days in detail, how I was feeling, what I was thinking.
What about later that night when you went to Orlando? Were you feeling remorse when you were out partying at Club Parlay, celebrating what you had done that day?
That was my sister's birthday party.
What did you feel any remorse while you were drinking Don Julio tequila and putting that in your video and throwing gang signs?
I'm here to testify about today, sir. We've all seen the evidence. We've all reviewed everything.
Mr. Chance, it's not time for you now to make speeches. You've politely answered your counsel's questions. Can you not answer the state's questions? Is there something about my question you don't understand?
I was getting to.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gathright. I called you Mr. Chance. Excuse me.
I was getting to my answer. Like I said, I've seen all the evidence.
Well, we've all seen all the evidence.
Yes,
right?
sir. That's true.
And after all that evidence came in, and this jury based their true verdict on that, convicting you, now you're taking accountability? Is that correct?
Sustain the objection.
But yes, we see him on the stand, pleading for his life, pleading not to kill him, which later on we finally do get the update that he was sentenced to life in prison and they wasn't gonna execute him anymore and he wasn't gonna go to death row. And you can see how happy he was. And I'm like, bro, you're happy to be doing life in prison. That shit is pick your poison. I don't know which is worse. A life of bullshit or just getting it over with. I really cannot tell you which one's worse.
Age, physical abilities, things like that. Do you think that the prison would benefit from him in a work capacity if he were sentenced to life without parole?
I say yes, with my experience, not only just in classification, but as former warden and even as a jail administrator. He's someone that's young, he's healthy. In reality, we need that labor, we need that sweat equity, and we will put him out there to work because we do have an aging prison population, jail administration, we have that. So we put these young individuals to work and get some sweat equity out of them since they are young and actually can do the work.
And hearing them talk about him, bro, like this shit was 1778. He's young, look at the muscles in that boy. We could use him for the field work. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, that shit got me back to my computer. Any thoughts I've ever had in my life, that shit goes right out the window. You wanna know why? Because there's two things that I'm scared of. I'm claustrophobic, I don't like being locked in places. So hearing that gate or that door locked behind me, oh Lord, that shit make me pass out. On top of that, locking that door and there's no bitches in here, you just lock me up with a whole bunch of dudes in the room? Nah, that's my second thing. That's my second thing. Being locked in a room with a dude, that's my second fear. Nah, put me in this room with a gorilla, a python, my nigga. Another man that's doing life in here? Nah. Cause now you gonna give me double life, cause bro, there's no way in the world this nigga getting even close. Hopefully I got a cool celly and they don't even get to that. But I ain't going. And just to even think that you're gonna have to defend your ass for the rest of your life is scary enough. It's scary enough. It literally let bygones be bygones in my mind. I love to be petty, but not too petty that can land you some time like that in prison. Cause to fight for your ass every day is crazy.
Driver! Open the car door! Let me see your hands! Step on out! Step on out! Look away! Back up to the sound of my voice! Yep. Stop right there. Lift your shirt up. Turn. Do a 360. What? Just listen to us. We'll talk about it. Keep going. Keep going. Turn. Turn. Now walk back to the sound of my voice. Come on. Keep coming. 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 Walk back to me. Can't find your back.
And we start seeing more stuff coming out, like the family saying, yo, we keep getting threats on the official Sean Gathright. I forgot the actual name to the Instagram. I'll show the screenshots if I find them down below. But they were saying that they've been receiving threats and a whole bunch of crazy messages. And I understand, but your nephew, son, brother, family member, cousin killed somebody that was, I'm not gonna say important, but a big figure when it came to hip hop from Jacksonville, when it came to the streets of Jacksonville, and when it came to one of the most famous gang wars in Florida of rap history. For damn sure the most famous rap beef ever in Jacksonville that I know of. To the point that Sean Gathright, Young and the Ace, everybody popping Don Julio. Don Julio was making them act up. I don't even want to finish the sentence. But the fact that this same dude was the one going to the club after catching a body and popping bottles and Harlem shaking in there. Now you crying, you might be a sociopath. You might be so smart, you conning me. Because you gotta remember, Sean Gathright, I'm not gonna say was the main person, but I believe, if I remember correctly from the trial, they used his weapons. His mother's vehicle was brought down from Jacksonville to Tampa and back. Like, a lot of the stuff would have never happened if he wasn't a part of it. Or maybe it would have, but it would have happened a different way. We hear one of the other guys on the case, the crazy nigga that keeps laughing. Him, I heard he got his meat shot off. See? Him crashing out is I'm not gonna say it makes sense. Rest in peace to Julio Foolio, because Julio Foolio wasn't the nicest nigga either. We seen him bugging out and doing shit at grave sites and crazy shit. But shooting a man's meat off, nah. I can see for damn sure that nigga is not gonna rest until you resting under the ground. You shoot an inch off my meat, I'm going crazy. Never mind the whole thing.
You will see tattoos. You see many on his neck and chest. He has a 1200 tattoo on the back of his neck. He has the name of people from 1200 who have been murdered tattooed on his body. And in this video, you will clearly see in the evidence Mr. Davion Murphy taking full credit for his role in this shooting. That is just after his arrest, when he is left alone in an interview room.
That's Davion Murphy, and I ask you all to please make sure that you keep those names separate throughout these proceedings. The court will instruct you at the close of all the evidence that you will have to make a decision based on individual facts or lack thereof as to each, and I'm concerned for Davion that the name Murphy may be brought up, and there may be some confusion as to which Murphy. So please keep that in your mind. So what are the facts of this case that the state outlined for 3 hours? And that is, we'll agree that on June 23rd, 2024, Charles Jones, known as Julio Foolio, was in fact shot and killed at the Home 2 Suites in Tampa, Hillsborough County, Florida. As a result of that homicide, 5 people were originally charged: Isaiah Chan, Sean Gathright, Rashad Murphy, Alicia Andrews, and Davion Murphy. That's why we're here, okay? And what was the motive for that homicide? The state alleges that it was a gang war.
And whoever took this screenshot, you an asshole. Sean Gathright also has a GoFundMe right now for hopes and his legal fees and everything, and he's still pleading his innocence that he didn't really do anything. And he's probably still in his mind thinking that one day he can get out of prison is why he didn't want to go on death row, even though they don't execute you the next day. But still, he wants to continue battling, hoping that one day he can get home. It's why when he was on the stand, he wasn't really trying to agree to any of those things that they were saying. Like, how'd you feel when this happened? He's like, I'm here to talk about today. He didn't want to guilt himself a little bit too much on that trial. But we see the GoFundMe with a goal of $100,000. So far, whoever took that screenshot, I know damn well it's updated now, but whoever took that screenshot, you a nut-ass bull. At $295 is crazy. We see the description as well.
What's up, everybody? It's Sean. I'm just reaching out to y'all, just to give y'all a quick update about my situation. Right now, they got me in confinement. It's just a protocol thing after Friday, but I should be out of here soon and, reaching back out to everybody. I've heard that, a lot of y'all have been reaching out to my Instagram page at the official Sean G. This is my real page. This is the page that I will be, communicating to the outside world from, through my management team and stuff like that. I really appreciate all the messages and, all the comments and the likes and the shares and the donations. It means more than y'all can understand. Like, it truly means a lot in a difficult time like this. We all know that God has the last word, and I just really appreciate y'all for seeing me in a different light. Y'all will be hearing from me soon. Like I said, I just have to get out of confinement, take a couple days, but I appreciate y'all. I love every single one of y'all, and yeah, that's it. What's up, everybody?
I don't even know what to say to Sean. When you make a decision like that, this should really be a lesson to all them YNs that want to be out there being cool, walking around with Pooh Shiesty masks on and 97 degrees outside. It should tell you something. Why are you so obsessed with going to a place that has nothing but locked doors and men? Why? You're free, you're young, you could be doing a lot of other shit like getting bitches. That was my main, it's crazy. When I was young, my priorities in life was getting fly and getting hoes. I wanted clothes and hoes, that's all I wanted. I literally lived by that motto. Clothes and hoes, that's all I ever wanted. A lot of clothes and a lot of hoes. These YNs today are obsessed with other men. Y'all all chilling with dudes. Y'all doing shit that's gonna lock you up in a room for life with a whole bunch of more dudes. It's like, I don't know, y'all niggas moving funny today. Nail painting, all this, skinny jeans and Mary on the side. I don't know. There's a lot of weird shit going on today. Cause when I was 19, bro, when I turned 18, I was already flying to Miami with my fellas. I couldn't even get into the clubs. I couldn't even buy bottles. But I'll be posted up on Ocean Drive with my niggas, with the bitches. That was always my goal in life. And to see these kids today on so young and throwing their life away, you haven't even scratched the surface. See, when I was in high school, I was thinking that was the most important shit in the world, bro. Now, high school was a blimp. I can't even tell you. People be asking me like, yo, you remember this dude from school? No. If I didn't really talk to you every day or we didn't really have a close relationship, I damn sure can remind you right now that I don't know you, nor did I ever. So seeing kids like Sean Gathright, I forgot exactly his age, but I know he was under like 25. He was probably like, I think 20, if I remember, like anywhere from 20 to 22 or 23. And when he did this, he might've been even 2 years younger. And to see him getting life, just knowing that the rest of your life, bro, you live 100 years, you're gonna do 80 of them shits in prison is just crazy to me.
me out, bro. Bro, let me out, bro. Let me out!
Sit in that chair and don't move.
Okay, so here's the thing. That actually is a crime. Tampering with that device is a crime, right?
Yes, sir.
It's a felony, right?
Yes, sir.
It's a third-degree felony.
You're literally gonna live in prison more than you lived in the streets. That's crazy, bro. I almost said rest in peace, Sean Gathright. I forgot he's still alive. But to the outside world, you'll start slowly fading and fading and fading and fading away. Sub up to the channel, guys. Comment down below. This should definitely be a wake-up call. If you guys got any nut-ass kids in your family, any kids that think it's cool to be tweakers, they ain't gonna listen to our old ass. I get it. But at least just sit back and watch this trial, bro. If you love hip-hop as much as I do, sit back and watch this trial. I only showed basically the end. And throughout the video, you know, throughout my channel, I think we have earlier videos about the whole case and all the evidence we were finding. But just sit back and look. Was it all worth it? You think if he can go back to that day right now and he knew the outcome, his stupid ass would do that? No, no. Why in the world would you want to make any decision that could put you in a box for the rest of your life?
Mr. Gathright's mother,
Yes.
was she requested to respond to the sheriff's office?
Yes, she was.
Did she do that?
She did.
And did you sit down with Mr. Gathright and her?
Yes,
Did you attempt to interview Mr. Gathright?
we did.
At some point, did his mother pass a note to him?
Yes.
And after being passed a note, did he decide not to speak to you?
Objection, counsel is testifying.
Overruled.
Yes,
Okay. After receiving the note, what did he do?
he refused to answer any further questions.
Okay. Did you alert any detectives in your unit as to that, what occurred there?
We passed that information on to Detective Ramos.
All right. And did you and Detective Kirkpatrick then leave Jacksonville and go somewhere?
We did. We left Jacksonville and came back to the city of Tampa.
All right. Your Honor, I'm going to move to published states 36A.
Think about my motto of living. Clothes and hoes, my brother. If the situation does not include clothes and hoes, don't do it. It's never worth it. It's never worth it. So to the channel, guys, comment down below. I would say pray for this brother, but there's only one person we should be praying for right now, and that is Julio Foolio and his mother. Rest in peace. Julio Foolio wasn't the nicest guy, but at the end of the day, his mother had nothing to do with this, man. No parent should really be burying their kid that young. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.